I got a puppy butt in my frame. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting video in that I'm going to be telling you all my thoughts on the new FENTY skincare line. So today is actually July 28th when I'm filming this video, and hopefully I'll have this video up on the 29th when the pre-sale early access to FENTY Skin begins. Hopefully this video can be helpful for you if you're on the fence on deciding whether or not you want to try FENTY Skin. To be clear, this is not a review. I have not tried the products myself. All I have to go off of is the ingredients list that were posted on social media. So I will be giving you my thoughts on the ingredients. I will link down below in the info box the Instagrammer who posted the ingredients list. So the first product is the Total Cleanser, and this contains a number of different gentle surfactants. I do like the fact that they did include a number of different gentle surfactants, because oftentimes I find that if a product only contains like one gentle surfactant, it's not, cleansing enough for me. This does contain some antioxidants like acerola cherry extract. I see green tea extract in here and some other fruit extracts. I do think that the inclusion of the fruit extracts is nice, but honestly in a wash-off product, you can't expect to see the same results that you would in a leave-on product that contains these fruit extracts. But overall, this looks like a really nice standard cleanser. I have no problems with it. It does contain fragrance, and I do want to talk about this because this is something that I've been seeing a lot on Instagram and YouTube lately, is just the ridiculous amount of hate towards fragrance in skincare. So fragrance is super hotly debated in skincare, and it makes sense because fragrance can be very sensitizing and very irritating for some people's skin. My personal opinion on fragrance and my personal philosophy when it comes to fragrance in my skincare has changed over the years. So the interesting thing about fragrance is that cosmetic chemists can actually formulate fragrance to not be sensitizing, to be a little bit more gentle on the skin than, excuse me. Like I was saying before Pepper rudely interrupted me, cosmetic chemists can actually formulate fragrance to be non-irritating. In an ingredients list, you kind of have no way of knowing, how irritating a fragrance will be, just based on the fact that they don't disclose the compounds that are used in the fragrance. It's just marked as fragrance in the INCI list. But I don't think that you should be scared when you see fragrance in a cleanser, because honestly, this is a wash-off product. It's on your skin for maybe 60 seconds at the most. And so you're probably not going to experience any irritation from the fragrance. If you have extremely sensitive skin, then I think it does make sense to opt for a fragrance-free cleanser. But if you're like me and you don't have eczema or rosacea or any sort of really, really sensitive skin condition that causes you to get really, really inflamed and irritated by sensitizing ingredients, then you're probably fine. For the vast majority of us, a little bit of fragrance in our skincare is not a big deal. So the next product that they are releasing is called Fat Water, which is so funny to me. This is a pore refining toner serum. Now it's called Fat Water because it does contain some ingredients that help thicken it up, make it a little more viscous. So it's not just like, super liquidy, runny water. There is some fatness, some thickness to it. I'm sorry, I just can't with the Fat Water thing. So this is actually the product that I am most interested in because I have really gotten into toners lately. So the ingredients list starts off with some witch hazel extract. Now I know some people are kind of freaking out about this ingredient because the extraction process to get witch hazel does involve denatured alcohol. So you can end up with some denatured alcohol in that ingredient and therefore in your product. But I've said this many, many times on my channel, and I'll say it again. Alcohol in skincare, in a well-formulated skincare product, is not a big deal. It is not a cause for concern. You do not need to worry about it. Alcohol serves a very, very important purpose in skincare as being a penetration enhancer and also a texture enhancer for skincare. Next ingredient is butylene glycol, which is a great texture enhancer and also a skin conditioning agent. Then we have niacinamide, and I love me some niacinamide. It is such a great ingredient. It's a fantastic antioxidant, and it really does help with taking down sebum production, helping to control excessive oiliness, and it also really helps with hyperpigmentation. Seeing that this is a pore refining toner, I would consider this to be the superstar ingredient in here. And it makes sense that this would be the superstar ingredient because niacinamide really does help control the appearance of pores. This also contains some nice fruit extracts. Despite being a pore refining toner, I do find that a lot of toners that are targeted towards being pore refining or helping control oiliness, they generally tend to have alcohol in them, but this is actually an alcohol or like denatured alcohol-free toner. So I don't imagine this is going to be very drying. In fact, it looks really hydrating and really, really lovely actually. I'm very, very curious about this product. Now, like the cleanser, this does contain fragrance. Again, if you are bothered by fragrance, don't buy this. But in reality, the vast majority of people are not irritated by fragrance, and so it's really not that much of a cause for concern. I really don't like how we're so quick to cancel skincare products based off of like one ingredient in the entire ingredients list. Skincare should be enjoyable. I personally do not care for super clinical, boring skincare that is literally just high performance ingredients, no fun packaging, no fun texture, no fun branding, nothing. I'm really not into that. I want my skincare to be fun and relaxing and a really great sensorial experience. I want my skincare to be part of my self-care routine, and so I want to actually enjoy it. This particular fat water toner is not necessarily like a super high performance ingredient type of toner, but this makes sense to what Rihanna is trying to achieve, what the entire Fenty Skin line is trying to achieve. This is like really targeting people who don't really have much of a skincare routine. For people like me that are serious skincare enthusiasts and really take skincare seriously, this is not something I would necessarily run to thinking, oh my god, this is gonna like dramatically change my skin, because likely it's not gonna dramatically change my skin. It doesn't contain any sort of like exfoliating actives, so you can't necessarily expect a transformation from it. But this formulation makes sense to what she's trying to achieve. It's hydrating, it's gentle, and it does help with reducing the appearance of pores, which is something that the vast majority of us do deal with. So I know some people were like very underwhelmed by the ingredients in this product, but honestly, it looks like a really lovely product. I don't think that it deserves nearly the amount of criticism that it has gotten. I think it's a really nice product. I'm definitely interested in trying it. The last product in the Fenty Skin lineup for their first initial drop is a sunscreen. And I just want to say that I am so thankful, grateful, excited that they included a sunscreen in their first drop, because sunscreen truly is the most important skincare product in anyone's routine. This particular sunscreen contains organic sunscreen filters like avobenzone, homosalate, and octisalate. This doesn't contain oxybenzone or octinisate, which are considered damaging to coral reefs. I've talked about this in a sunscreen myths video, but I don't think that sunscreen, you know, from like us tourists in Hawaii are necessarily causing the same amount of damage to the coral reefs as say huge, you know, oil corporations. If it's important to you, this particular sunscreen formulation is considered reef safe. Because this is an organic sunscreen filter formulation, it will very likely not leave a white cast the same way that a mineral-based sunscreen will. Mineral sunscreen filters include titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. Oftentimes, these sunscreen filters leave a very chalky, ghostly appearance to the skin, which is really unflattering. Not only do they look unflattering, but they also don't feel very nice. They feel pretty unpleasant. But I do think that organic sunscreen filters, like the ones I just mentioned, are a little bit more cosmetically elegant. Unfortunately, the USA is super behind in sunscreen technology compared to European and Asian countries. And so some of my favorite sunscreen filters like Tinosorb S and Uvenil A are not in the sunscreen because they're not approved in the USA. Some people find US approved organic chemical sunscreen filters a little bit irritating, myself included. I remember those Neutrogena sunscreens did horrible things to me. I don't know which ingredient it was, which active ingredient it was, but honestly, I would never ever touch those again because they made my skin super inflamed, super red, super irritated. It looked like I got a sunburn, but I wasn't even in the sun. So even though I did have a really bad experience with organic sunscreen filters, I think I'm still gonna give this a shot because I'm such a sunscreen addict. I do love sunscreens and I'm always looking for the next best thing. So I definitely do think I will be picking this up. Actually, I'm gonna be picking up everything because I'm very curious to try everything from the line. Like the other products, this does contain fragrance, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Other ingredients in here include niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and some other really nice hydrating, soothing antioxidant type ingredients. Overall, this looks like a really nice American sunscreen formulation. Obviously, I wish it contained more sophisticated sunscreen filters, but it makes sense that it doesn't because this is an American sunscreen. Based on the ingredients, this is not particularly like innovative or anything, but I'm not mad about it because this is a US sunscreen. They can't use other sunscreen filters and it doesn't leave a white cast, which I think is the most important point that I want to make, is that this sunscreen is probably going to make sunscreen a lot more accessible to people like me that have some melanin in their skin. So my parting thoughts are these. I am definitely going to be buying all three of these products tomorrow when the pre-sale launches, just so I can try them and give you my thoughts on them in a video. You should definitely be sure to follow me on Instagram for any product updates updates that I have on these products. And also I just wanted to say that I've seriously revamped my Instagram. You would be so surprised compared to how it looked a year ago. My Instagram now is completely focused on skincare products, reviews, you know, ingredient evaluations, that kind of thing. So if you're looking for more skincare information, then you should definitely follow my Instagram, which I will have linked down below. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching and spending this time with me. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!